Are you ready, Dan, for these videos?
I can't wait to see what people are doing.
Place a balloon in the drain of your bathroom to prevent bad odors. Remove the metal lid of the drain
Oh my
and
God.
the balloon to fit it around the metal grill. The balloon will act as a barrier and prevent bad odors
No.
from coming off the pipes when the water passes.
I'm not
Oh.
It is an
but I know
economical
that.
and effective solution.
That's like the worst thing that you could ever do, ever. In fact, whoever made that video, I think they should go back to making balloon animals.
I think it's the owners
I
of the
I
Yeah.
think so. I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to put business cards on anybody who watches that video, because when their plumbing fails and it backs up their sewer, they're going to need to call somebody.
Yeah. I'm not even a plumber, but it feels so wrong.
Well, you know, on a technical standpoint, the drain has to be a certain circumference in size for the shower. When you turn the shower on, and there's so much water that comes out, it's so many gallons per minute, usually 2 gallons a minute, and so the drain is specifically sized to accommodate the shower. And if you crunch that down into that size by putting a balloon over it and then putting it back on, you're just going to flood your shower or floor drain or whatever it is. So that's like the absolute worst thing that I've ever seen so far, and I'm sure there's going to be more. But
You know what I think about that? These people should do that more, so you'd get more jobs.
I think so. Yeah.
Plumbers.
Well, I have a good friend that owns a disaster restoration company. I think he would just follow these people around as their houses got flooded. So, and then we would go and fix the plumbing, which would be pretty easy. You know, I can't imagine like a plumber showing up and they would say, "How did this get in here? This is crazy. Why is there a balloon in your drain? And who did that? That's nonsense."
Yeah, so let's watch the next video.
Oh my God.
What?
Wow. I
Yes.
mean, I'm just
What's that
wondering
for?
how many people have viewed that video and did that trick, but it's really not a good idea, because the water that's in your toilet is supposed to actually go into the bowl, and that's what creates the flush. So if you're putting something else in there to stop the flow of water, meaning the water level has to go up to a certain point, and then that pressure from the water is what the weight of the water itself pushes down through the hole into the bowl, and then that's what makes the siphon. So if you don't have the correct amount of water, then you're going to have a weak flush. And so I got to say that whoever thought that was a good idea, that's a really bad idea. Well, it's a good idea if we're passing out cards and we're fixing people's toilets, because there's going to be a lot of toilets that are going to get clogged on that one for sure.
You want to save on the water bill.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good way to save on the water bill, but they're going to get a plumber bill, that's for sure.
A plumber bill. There's a certain amount of water that needed to be
Yes,
in the toilet flush.
there's a certain amount of water that has to go through the flush mechanism, and if it doesn't go through, then it's not going to create a good flush, and anything that's in the toilet is eventually going to get stuck, because there's a certain amount of water that has to push the solids down through the pipes, and if you don't have enough water, then solids are going to get stuck in your drain, and then you are going to be calling a plumber. So anything that you think you're saving on water, you're going to be spending it on a plumbing service to come out and fix it.
Okay, I get it now. So let's watch the next video.
I'm not sure what that is in the background, but it looks gross.
I think it's their carpet.
Those are some nails.
What are you doing? What's that for? Oh, unplugging.
I think it's for the cat. The cat toy.
No.
That's
So
okay.
the concept of that is they're just trying to create something that's gonna unclog their hairy drain, and that was a lot of hair that came out of that drain. So that literally hadn't been cleaned in a long time. But they actually sell that at Home Depot, and it's like I think $10, and it's got little tiny teeth on it, and you just stick it down the drain, you pull it out. It's not really a big deal. So the time that they spent to create that, or you could go to Home Depot and you could literally buy it. But it looks like it would be a fun project for the cat,
Mhm.
and I think the cat actually, I think the cat enjoyed it more
enjoyed
than. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I did. I certainly enjoyed watching that show. That was good.
So that's safe to do.
Yeah, it's safe to do. But like I said, there's no reason to create something that's already been, created. And so all they're trying to do is unclog their hairy drain. And so you can buy that tool. It's just a little zip it. And you can get that at Home Depot or any other like Ace Hardware.
Next video.
Look at this. Perfect. Oh my god.
I don't. Ew.
Isn't it great?
I don't want to look at
I
that.
know, it's my dream.
I see enough of that already.
Everywhere.
So dirty.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I've never tried pouring Coca-Cola. I mean, I don't drink soda, but I guess that's a good place to put it. I think probably it's more effective if the person drinks it first and then they use the toilet.
No.
I think that's going to do a better job than pouring it on the toilet. That's going to make quite a mess. And I think a normal chemical cleaner, like, I don't know, something would work better, personally.
It wasn't even clean when they
It
finished
wasn't
the
clean.
video.
Yeah. I don't know. That's weird.
Why would people use Coca-Cola? Or I don't get it.
I think
Okay.
they would use Mountain Dew.
Okay, next video.
Now, I've seen that on pranks where people saran wrap the toilet and then someone goes and uses the toilet. And then
Yeah.
that's kind of like a funny prank that you pull on people. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody use saran wrap to clean the toilet, which honestly, I didn't see how the toilet got cleaned when they put the saran wrap on. So unless it's magic saran wrap, I'm going to say that that's stupid.
I think
That's nonsense.
I think it's for unclogging the toilet. They use like the pressure from the saran wrap and they push it down.
Yeah, that's not real.
People should just
So-
use plungers.
Yeah, plungers work a lot better. So don't use saran wrap, folks.
Yeah. Don't waste
You
the thing
know
wrap.
a good date that you can use saran wraps though as a plumber? On
What's that?
April Fool's Day.
Yes,
You can just
that
put
would be
saran
good.
wraps after you fix people's toilet.
Yes, that I'm sure that we'd get a lot of repeat work with that.
They're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Sure, somebody's gonna have a lot of fun cleaning that mess up.
Okay. Next.
You ready?
Yeah. It feels like everybody uses baking soda for everything.
That's a science project.
Our toilet's clogged,
The
so we're
volcano.
making a toilet volcano.
Yeah. Well, they actually have stuff that you can actually put down the toilet that it's safe, and so you could certainly try that, but that's really not effective. I mean, that's not the use that it was made for. So, in my opinion, as a professional plumber for 32 years, I would say use a plunger, because that would be a lot easier. That's what they're for. So don't pour baking soda down your drain unless you're trying to get rid of a stinky smell. And maybe that might help a little bit, but I think perhaps maybe putting saran wrap over the toilet first to clean the toilet might be a better way to clean it, and then it would smell better. So I think if we combined the videos together, and I think there's a balloon in there that maybe we could put in there that would make things flush better. I don't know. I'm just saying, I think that we've got something here.
Yeah. Crazy.
Baking soda again.
Baking soda.
Yeah.
I always Yeah, that doesn't work. Drano works better because it actually eats hair and other things that clog drains. So baking soda is more of a neutralizer than it is a chemical cleaner. So the vinegar, I mean, that's smart, but it's not aggressive enough to actually do anything. So I think what you could be doing is you could be making little cakes that you're going to be forming in your drain with baking soda. Yeah. And then maybe there's like rodents or little critters down your drain that would appreciate that, because they would say, hey, thanks for putting that down the drain. Now we have something to smell and eat. We appreciate that so much more than what you've been putting down the drain, which really stinks. So
That's good. They'll help animals.
yeah, they'll help the little critters in their drains.
Hey Blair. Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh,
Oh, do you need help?
oh no, that's how flexible you need to be.
I guess so. I'm not sure what that video's doing in this one, but it looks
that's a
like
yoga pose.
maybe I think it's a yoga pose, and I think that maybe she was an apprentice plumber at one point in her life.
She should take plumbing classes.
Maybe she would do really well. I think she would.
So what should be the right form when you're fixing things under the sink?
Well, usually we lay on our backs, honestly, just because it's easier to, get to things and so forth. Not all the time, but a lot of times you're taking things apart, so you get into like awkward situations where you just have to be very flexible when it comes to working on plumbing. So
You heard that, guys? Don't post like that.
Oh no!
No!
It's soaking wet. Oh!
It's like a water park there.
Fountain.
And that's why it's so important to know where your water shutoff is and to shut your water off before you start working on your plumbing, because that is a true story. And that actually happens to homeowners all the time and floods their houses.
Yeah, that
'Cause if you
happened to me already.
Think about it. Your plumbing system is 40 to 60 psi, so it's pressurized. And so anytime that you go to take something off like that and you have that much pressure, it'll blow off, just like what happened to that poor guy. And you just flood your house. And that's going to cost tens of thousands of dollars in damage for that to get, cleaned up, more than likely.
Maybe they had a poopy basement where the water bubbled.
Maybe they do.